Hi, my name's Travis Detweiler, and today we're going to be talking about 20 weird laws from my home state, Pennsylvania. All right, number one, no singing in the bathtub. It is illegal to sing in the bathtub in Pennsylvania. Now, I don't like this because I love to take a bath. Sometimes I sing in the bath. I've never had the police in my bathroom when I was taking a bath, so I never got in trouble for this, but I definitely broke this law in Pennsylvania. All right, number two is no fishing with dynamite. It is illegal to use dynamite or other explosives to catch fish. I don't understand the point of fishing with dynamite because then you would have no fish left. They would just be pieces of fish. All right, number three, more than 16 women are prohibited in one house. In Pittsburgh, having more than 16 women living together is illegal as it is considered a brothel. Interesting. So, what are sororities supposed to do? I don't think this is fair. If you had 16 men living in a house, that'd be fine. Well, if you could find a house big enough to fit everybody. This is a weird one. Number four is no bartering infant children. Trading or bartering infant children is illegal. That makes sense. I understand why you wouldn't want to barter infant children. You should not trade or sell children. That is wrong. Let the children be. All right, number five is no sleeping on a refrigerator outdoors. This is interesting. I've never heard of anybody sleeping on a refrigerator. I've never thought to sleep on a refrigerator. I think the ground would be softer if you were sleeping outdoors. Number six is no catching fish with your hands. It is illegal to catch a fish with any body part other than your mouth. I just want to know who is catching fish with their mouth because I've never heard of that. A bear does that, but do people do that? Is your mouth even big enough to catch a fish? Like swimming around and you just chomp on it? That's weird. Number seven is no paint sales on Sundays. This is, we have in Pennsylvania what's called blue laws, which are kind of old archaic laws that were built around like the churches and keeping the Sabbath holy. And so these are some laws that definitely have stuck around. It wasn't until a few years ago that you could buy alcohol on a Sunday. All right, number eight, no ice cream cones in your pocket. We've seen this in a few other states, and this is because back in the day when people used to ride horses, people would put an ice cream cone in their back pocket, and then they'd lure away the horse. And so I understand where this came from, but probably no need for this anymore because you really don't see horses on the street anymore. All right, number nine, no sweeping dirt under the rug. It is illegal to sweep dirt under the rug. This, I think this is a little bit of government overreach. I think you should be allowed to sweep dirt under your rug if you want to. I just also don't think you should, but you should have that right. All right, number 10 is no playing marbles on the street without a license. I have a feeling this is more about gambling than it is about the actual marbles. It might be a safety thing because you could cause some people to trip, but, I think this is dumb. All right, number 11 is no bringing a mule onto a trolley car. In Pittsburgh, bringing a mule onto a trolley car is illegal. Now, I haven't seen a lot of mules in Pittsburgh, but I would want to bring one on the trolley car. I think that would be a lot of fun. All right, number 12 is no cosmetics without a permit. In Morrisville, women can't wear cosmetics without a permit. I don't think you should be required to have a permit to wear makeup. It is your First Amendment right, your free speech, to present your face and with whatever kind of makeup you'd like. Freedom. All right, number 13 is no walking backward and eating peanuts in Ridley Park. It is illegal to walk backwards and eat peanuts in front of the Barnstormers Auditorium during a performance. I like this. If someone's doing a show, you don't interrupt the show by walking backwards, eating peanuts. Just seems like a stupid thing to do. You're going to trip. Just, let the people have their performance in peace. Leave them alone. All right, number 14 is no fortune telling for money. In York, it is illegal to practice fortune telling for monetary gain. Again, freedom of speech, let people practice whatever sort of fortune telling they want. Never been to a fortune teller, but I would. Probably not in York. I feel like that's not the best place to go to a fortune teller. Number 15 is no discharging cannons at weddings. Discharging any explosive weapon at a wedding, including cannons, is illegal. I never thought about having a cannon at my wedding. If I knew this was a law, it might have inspired me to have a cannon at a wedding. I think you should be allowed to have a cannon at your wedding. That seems like pretty cool. I would love that. All right, number 16, no tying your horse to a parking meter. You know, there are some areas of Pennsylvania where people do ride around on horses. You got the Amish there, and they use horses as their primary mode of transportation. Now, they usually have a buggy with them. You need to park somewhere. You should be allowed to. In Lancaster, there's still like places to tie up your horse. You know, I think you should have to pay for parking though. If you tie your horse to a parking meter, you got to pay parking like the rest of us. It's only fair. All right, number 17, no whistling underwater. I think you should be allowed to whistle underwater. It's not possible. You're not going to make a sound. I don't think. I've never tried. But you can't ban this. If I'm swimming and I want to whistle, I'm going to whistle. All right, number 18, no transporting humans in car trunks. That makes sense. It is dumb and unsafe. I think also the seatbelt law would include this kind of thing. You don't have a seatbelt in a trunk, so I don't think you need two laws. I think the seatbelt law covers this. Number 19, must cover car when passing horses. Drivers must stop and cover their car with a blanket if horses are approaching to prevent scaring the horses. When cars first came out, this probably made sense, but you know, I've driven on a lot of roads with horses. Amish people ride around in their buggies all the time. The horses are not spooked. The horses and buggies, they operate better than many vehicles I've seen. So I think these days it's kind of the opposite. That like the people driving the cars who aren't used to it get really spooked when they see a horse on the road. So maybe we need to flip this around. I think that would make sense, but you know, it is what it is. All right, number 20 is no selling of motor vehicles on Sundays. Again, this is one of those blue laws that's just stuck around, where you can't do certain things on Sundays because back in the day, people had a problem with it to keep the Sabbath holy. You know, most people work 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. They got to buy a car to get to work. So I think you got to, you know, you can't just have 1 day a week that people can buy a car. You got to be able to buy a car on a Sunday. I think this is silly. I think it's an important thing that people need, and I think that we should let them do it. All right, and that concludes 20 weird laws in Pennsylvania. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, subscribe for more.